Hi, today I am talking about the book Aven Green Music Machine by Dusti. My last video was my review of Aven Green Baking Machine, which was the second book in this 4-book series. I think there are only going to be 4 books, I'm not sure, but maybe. Like I said, this is the 3rd book in a 4-book series, but these books are related to other books. They are related to Dusti Bowling's Life of a Cactus series, starting with Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus, and there is another novel, Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus. I haven't read this one yet, but I definitely want to soon and I'm very excited to. Now, these are middle grade novels about a girl named Aven who was born without arms, and there's a mystery aspect to her and her parents moving to this rundown amusement park in Arizona, and she meets other people with disabilities and talks about how that affects her life. I remember really enjoying this book when I read it, and I'm really looking forward to reading more of this author's work as well, including these books. So this Aven Green series is a series of chapter books. These take place when Aven was 8, so earlier on in her life, and each of the activities that she does in each book. The first book is Sleuthing Machine, where she does detective work. The second book is Baking Machine, where she does baking for a competition in town with her friends. This one is Music Machine, where she learns how to play instruments. And the 4th one is Soccer Machine. She already was playing soccer, but this one has a focus on her playing soccer because it's when soccer season starts back up again. So these are chapter books that are geared towards younger readers, but I think that they are really good. So good that I wanted to make a video about them. When I decided I would read these in preparation for reading Momentous Events, I was not planning on making reviews of them, but I was like, these are actually really good. I think they are definitely some of the better kids' books, like for this age range that I have read. I think they have great messages and lessons that could apply to not only kids, but anyone and everyone. And there are many things that I liked about them. Now, I think I liked Baking Machine a little more, but I thought that Music Machine was pretty good too. I don't plan on making a review of Sleuthing Machine or Soccer Machine, but I think that those are pretty good too. I'm actually currently still reading Soccer Machine, but I probably won't do a review of it, but I will be making a video soon, one of my next few videos, probably where I talk about books that I borrowed from the library, because I'm currently borrowing Soccer Machine from the library. So Aven Green Music Machine is about, there's going to be a talent show in Aven's class at school, and she wants to learn to play an instrument. So this book is about her trying out different instruments and seeing what works for her, and she has some struggles along the way. Now, as I said in my review of Baking Machine, despite not having arms, Aven has a pretty normal life and does a lot of things that everyone else can do. She does a lot of things with her feet. Her parents are very supportive, but I think that they don't enable her, and I think that they have helped her to learn how to do a lot of things on her own. She still goes to a normal school, but while she is able to do a lot of things that everyone else can do, just in different ways, she does struggle with some insecurity and difficulties because of that in this book, which I think was good to see. But it's also interesting seeing how creative she is, having to do things a little differently. So we do see more of some of the struggles that she faces as a result of having no arms. And while she doesn't have arms, and while that does of course affect her life in basically every way, I wanted to say that that's not her whole personality. The author has definitely made her personality consists of a lot more than that. Like with Baking Machine, I think that this book has some really good messages and lessons that could apply to anyone. And I think that even me, who is much older than Aven in this book, I think that I needed some of these reminders as well. As I said, Aven is trying out different musical instruments, but she has some struggles with them. Partially because she doesn't have arms, and partially just because learning a musical instrument can be hard. She gets frustrated when she's not really good at something right away, and she learns that it takes time and practice, and she learns that she needs to not give up so easily. And even when it's hard, she learns about how she should try to enjoy the process, especially when it's something like a hobby, because you should do it because you want to and because you like it. It, like Baking Machine, is also about being open to trying new things. I think that the lesson about how you won't just be good at something instantly was really important, especially where we have a lot of instant gratification with a lot of things. It's not the easiest thing, but it can be worth it, and it's possible. It just may not be as easy as you thought it would be, and that's okay. This book also goes over how people have different tastes when it comes to things, and again, like in Baking Machine, how everyone experiences things differently. It goes over how music sounds different to different people. For some people, certain music may sound really good, and for others, they may think it sounds really bad. I think that this series is funny, witty, and well written. I think that for a series of kids books, not that they're all bad, but some of them kind of just go on, and maybe some people feel that the characters don't have much growth or that there aren't any lessons in them. I'm not saying any names, but I think that these books are mature and meaningful kids books. Like I said, each activity that Aven does tie in with the novels later on, and I think that these are basically like small prequels to the Life of a Cactus novels. It's not the kind of series where there will just be an endless amount of books just to make a bunch of money. I think that this series and this book in particular goes over themes and messages about friendship and good communication, like how to talk about it with someone when they have said or done something that has hurt you. The chapters in this book are short. The book itself is already pretty short, and there are cute, fun illustrations throughout it. These books are also educational in some ways. As for if these books need to be read in order, I would recommend it. Sometimes there are callbacks to things that have happened previously in the series. I don't think it matters too much. Like, if one activity sounds more interesting to you than others, like I will admit, music did sound more interesting to me than soccer, although I am still reading the soccer one. It's okay if you just want to read certain ones, that's fine. I would especially recommend this one and Baking Machine, but they're all pretty short anyway. I decided to just read them around the same time, sometime before I read Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus. I think these books are a continuous story and not exactly just an episodic series, so I don't think it matters too much, but if you have a choice and you wouldn't mind reading them all, I would recommend reading them in order. So that is my review of Aven Green Music Machine. I think that this book and this series is really good. I really enjoyed this author's work that I have read so far, and I have some other books on my TBR by her that I'm really excited to read someday. They sound really interesting, and I think that this author has the potential to become one of my favorite authors in the near future. Thank you for watching.